This morning, we are continuing to break down what you may have missed on election night.
As your education station, we've been following HISD's $4.4 billion bond proposal. Right now, HISD Superintendent Mike Miles is with us.
Superintendent Miles, first off, okay, propositions A and B involving HISD bond proposals not likely to pass. What are your thoughts on that?
This was an obvious kids' first decision to make, and last night the kids did not win that. I don't know if anybody's celebrating, and the opposition, if they're celebrating, I hope they do a victory lap around Bonham Elementary School and the trailers out there, and Benavides, and the deplorable air conditioning and cooling systems we have there, and many other places in the district. This is not a win for our kids. We did not put kids first. Those are my thoughts.
So what can you do? How do you plan to make upgrades to these schools without the bonds? I mean, what do you have to tell parents and teachers and kids?
Yeah. So every year we invest in our schools. Obviously, we are so far behind. We haven't had a bond since 2012 for high schools, and 2007 for elementary and middle. We have a lot of need: security, safety, other rebuilds, buildings. So we'll do what we can, and in a couple months we'll try to keep the buildings warm. A couple months after that, we'll try to keep them hot. We'll go out cool. We'll go out for grants. We'll go to TEA to try to get some more money from the legislature, but it won't make up for $4.4 billion worth of need that our schools have.
Well, as of this morning, 58% of voters voted against both propositions. Why do you think the people who voted against it were so heated about this?
I think some people conflated politics with putting kids first. I think they're thinking about the intervention instead of what do our kids need. Mm-hmm. And the kids need these facilities. It has nothing to do with the politics or adult issues, adult agendas. This is about kids. We have improved the education of the kids academically. We're going to continue to do that. We're going to raise their achievement. We have facts to show that the kids did well, and we want everybody to celebrate our kids. And when they don't celebrate the kids, when the kids do well, and when they don't support a bond for the kids, I'm not sure we can trust that group of people who voted against the bond to really want to put kids first.
The vote wasn't even close. Do you feel like it was a referendum on you as well?
No, my administration and I were called in here to do an intervention, raise student achievement. We're doing that. We did that better than any other administration in the history of HISD. And the kids stepped up to the level of expectation, and so did the teachers. So we're doing that. The intervention is not the bond is not part of the intervention. We don't have to pass a bond to get out of intervention. We went for a bond, even though 3 superintendents before me did not even put it up for a vote. Mm-hmm. And so the community did not support for 12 years this bond. You got to ask those who oppose, when are they going to do that?
Well, one of the things I want to go back to, because you mentioned in your first answer about the AC issues, that was a big problem starting off the school year. Were you saying that some of this money should have, the propositions passed, have gone to fixing those AC units at several schools?
That's right, no question. We put $1.03 billion of the bond into health and safety, health including air conditioning and cooling systems. You guys report this on the news every August and September. You're going to do it again in April and May, that we're fighting the air conditioning wars, and in a couple months we're going to fight the heating wars. And so we know that our schools need that. You know, we didn't cause the derecho or barrel, and yet rooftop units got blown off, chillers went down. I mean, every time we have a storm, we have more and more problems. So yes, the bond would have gone to help that. Now we'll do the best we can. Our kids deserve better facilities, but they're resilient. They're going to be unstoppable. They're going to step up, and we're going to continue to give them a good education.
Now, this this particular issue seemed to do something that not other races in the country seem to do, which was unite a lot of Democrats and Republicans against the issue. Is there a message from voters that the school district needs to address?
So what we need to do is to continue to help people who don't have the information. And what we need to do is also call out the people who are misinforming. The union, for example. I've been trying to give a lot of grace to people. But when the union, for example, just misinforms and lies and has no solution, we'll ask them, when the next time we have an air conditioning problem, we have to close the school for that. Or when they go and you have broken toilets and holes in the floor, what is their solution? They've got none. All they have is the status quo. We're not going to go back to the status quo. So I think over time we're going to convince people that the kids do need to come first, and that's what it really takes. We talk all the time. We'll put kids first. We want to take care of our kids. Well, let's put our money where our mouth is, and let's help our kids.
Another issue at hand that's on the minds of all the parents is always school safety, but in particular, the most recent incidents with students having guns on campus and students at Lamar High School. So 2 students recently were found with guns. And so what are you doing as a district to ensure the safety of both staff and, most importantly, students?
I'm going to answer that question, but first, I hope you get to ask the opposition who defeated the bond to go to Lamar and the other schools and say, what are you doing about the safety of our schools? Because the bond would have helped with that. We're still putting money into police officers. We increased the number of police officers. We have 80 more armed guards at our elementary schools. We have more patrol vehicles. We're doing everything we can. We still need more than that. We have 221 schools without a vestibule. And that, so that there's a single point of entry, a vestibule where you go in at double doors and then you get seen and then you go into another double doors. So it's a layered approach, and we're keeping our schools safe. But as you just intimated, it's a dangerous world out there, and we need to do even more to protect our kids.
Well, would emergency funds be available? Have you spoken with the governor about this?
So there's a lot of districts and a lot of schools, and yes, we will get more. We will try to get grants. We'll try to get the legislature to put more money into safety. So hopefully we'll get some relief, but there's not enough money in the state to cover all the schools that need help. We do need to rely on bonds, just like every other district does every 5 or 6 years. Again, last 3 superintendents did not even put one forward because they didn't think the community would support it. So you got to ask 12 years before me, okay? Not recently. Why is there not a support for our kids and their facilities?
One of the things on that note that we've been hearing from parents is that they don't believe the district is going to use any money that would be granted for what they say they're going to use it for. What are your thoughts on that?
The lack of trust.
Yeah,
Yes.
Misinformation, miscommunication, outright lies from some people about what we're doing. We right-size this budget. It's the most fiscally responsible board and administration that this district has ever seen. And so the money would go directly, and plus there's a lot of controls, guys. There's the oversight committee, there's laws, there's our own audit, there's independent audits, all of that. So the money would go, in fact, we put on the ballot exactly where the money would go, and that holds us by law to spend the money where we say we're going to spend the money. So maybe we didn't communicate that enough to the people who don't know. We communicated it well to people who should know better, who then just miscommunicated that information.
And what are you going to start doing today, this morning?
I'm here.
I mean, aside from talking to the public.
Yeah, so the thing we will continue to do, as we have done over the last year, is work hard and fight for our kids, both academically and in every other way. So, for example, we'll keep moving the instruction forward. We'll keep putting great teachers in front of them. We'll keep raising the student achievement scores like we have. We'll still support our kids. And then we will fight the wars and try to prioritize facilities to the extent that we can. That's what we're going to do.
All right, and finally, we've heard from parents nonstop. They're always going to voice their opinions, especially when it comes to kids' safety and their education. What have you heard from children about what's happening since the TA takeover?
So I go to schools all the time. And I've been to 45, 50 schools this year, 130 last year. I talk to kids every time I go, and they are thriving. Go to Bonham, go to Pershing, go to Herod, go to Sugar Grove. That's where I was yesterday, Sugar Grove and Herod. And go to those schools and talk to the kids. They're doing a great job. And the teachers who are teaching them, I mean, our capacity has grown. The quality of instruction has grown. I see it even from last year to this year has been good. So the kids are the ones who are really working hard. They're meeting the level of expectation. That's what they're doing. We have to reward them. First, let's celebrate them when they succeed. Let's have these people who oppose the bond celebrate our kids when they succeed, which they did last year, and they're doing this year on the NWA and other assessments. Then let's support them, the kids, if we ever go out for another bond.
And we know you have other interviews to do this morning. Any final words before we say goodbye?
We're just going to keep moving forward. This is another obstacle placed in front of kids and the administration. But you know, when the chips are down, the real leaders step up, and the kids and the teachers will step up too.
All right. Superintendent Mike Miles, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you.